Good morning from another beautiful day in Coromandel. Seeing as it's going to be fine today, we thought we might take you for a bit of a bike ride and show you out towards Long Bay, which is out around the side there, and maybe where the railway is here. You can go for a ride on as well. So we've just been into the town this morning and done our laundry, and I made an appointment to get my hair cut too, so yeah, I'll go and get that done this morning, and then we'll take you for a bike ride, yeah, and show you a bit more of Coromandel. Hi, I'm Darren.
I'm Shelley. We've chosen early retirement and a life of freedom, adventure and the unknown.
So for the next few years we're going to be travelling around our beautiful country of New Zealand in our caravan, and then at a later stage some more overseas travel.
So subscribe and come along with us as we embark on our next adventure.
Isn't that a beautiful spot, eh? McGregor's Bay. I'm not giving any treats.
Over. That's this one.
Certainly nice having the bikes with us so we can get out for a ride on days like today. But yeah, really nice. Generally when we used to go away, we never used to have the little trailer, so it was only one of us that could go because the other one was busy looking after Ewa, so it's nice to be able to bring her along with us. So when we used to come up here to Coromandel with our old caravan, we used to always come over and stay at Long Bay, which is just up over the hill here, and we used to go out fishing from here with we had a little inflatable with an outboard on it, and we used to go out to the mussel farms and do some fishing out there, and it was always a really good spot for stocking the freezer up. So I want to bring the drone over here at some stage. We don't have the kayak or the inflatable with us at the moment, but I'd like to bring the drone out and maybe try fishing off here or off the point just over here, and then the next bay around is called Tuck's Bay, and that's quite a good spot too. So yeah, it would be good to have a bit of a fish, but the camera probably won't pick it up, but there's a whole lot of buoys just out here offshore. That's where the mussel farm is, and I used to just paddle out here in the kayak or Shelley and I would go out when we had the inflatable a few years earlier. We used to go out on that, and yeah, it was always good. And so this motor camp, you can stay here with pets as well, with dogs, as long as it's not in the main summer season, but otherwise you can stay here with dogs. and I don't know whether they still do, but they used to do a long stay as well over the winter months, which was at a really good rate as well, especially for NZMCA members. And it's also open to the public, this side here, just for people going out fishing and what have you as well, or using the boat ramp. But then you've got the motor camp here as well. Yeah, and so there's the boat ramp there, and we've also taken you in a previous video. There's a walkway which goes around this point over here around a Tux Bay, and then it comes back across on a road around the other side. We've taken you around on that before, so I'll put a link to that video in the description below. And there's also a really nice walk up here to see a big Kauri tree, and I'll show you where that is as well. G'day. Yeah. There's a boat wash facilities here and fish filleting. And then, yeah, in that previous video, I've taken you up here as well. There's a beautiful walk that goes up here and comes back around onto another track and back into the motor camp. I think from memory it was about 20 minutes or something, 20 minutes, half an hour. It's a really nice walk, and there's a huge big Kauri tree up there to look at. It's really nice. So if you are staying here, I definitely suggest going for a walk up there. It is really nice. I'll take you out the other side, and I'll show you where the Driving Creek Railway is. It's a really spectacular little railway you can go on. Beautiful old building. 1873, wow. Yeah, so there's Driving Creek Road. So this is where the railway is up here. And this road goes through to the other side of Coromandel Peninsula to Kennedy Bay and Tuatiwa. We might go for a drive out there one day too, actually, have a bit of a look. Oh, that certainly looks like they're busy today. But yes, that's where the Driving Creek Railway is, and it goes right up to a lookout at the top of the hill that looks over all of the bay out here. It's absolutely stunning. And it's a really unique little railway that was made by from memory, it was a guy, like an artist who was a potter, and he used to do a lot of pottery and bits and pieces here, had a studio, and he also made the little railway himself. So it's well worth coming and having a look at it. It's really great. So while it's still a nice day, we thought we'd take you for a ride over to Kennedy Bay. We've never been over there before, so we've mainly just gone up the western side of the peninsula, or of the peninsula. Yeah. But this, yeah, cuts through and goes over to the eastern side. So yeah, we'll go and have a look. welcome to beautiful Kennedy Bay. It's not like it's quite a big bay, but there's only certain areas you can get down to the water, so it's not quite as open as we thought it was looking on the map, but it's certainly a beautiful spot. I'll put the drone up and we'll have a bit of a look where we are. Good morning. We just come out here to investigate a few potential fishing spots. So we found this one here, which looks not too bad. We've had a couple of good bites so far, so I'll have to wind this line in a minute and have a look. Yeah, so I just had a small snapper on the bigger rod. Yeah, so we chucked that one back. But we had one of our subscribers was inquiring about the drone and wanted to know a little bit about it, how it worked and bits and pieces. And believe me, I'm no drone pilot, but I do my best. I haven't crashed it yet. Come close, but I haven't crashed it yet. But basically it's a Swell Pro Spry is what it's called. I'll show you it. It's a Swell Pro Spry. So you don't need a phone or anything with this one. It actually comes up on the screen of the remote as to what's going on with the drone, how much battery it's got, how much battery the remote's got, and the GPS and all that sort of stuff's all on that screen. And it's not I'll start that again. Like the main reason we bought this one is because, one, you can land it in the water and it floats, and even if you crash it and it lands upside down in the water, you can actually right it and then take off again. So yeah, that was a bit of a selling point for us in case we ever did crash it. At least you could either borrow a kayak and go out and grab it, or you know, that would be the worst case scenario, or just take off again and bring it home. So a lot of drones have a button on the remote where you can physically release the bait when you want to drop the sinker or whatever, you know, your fishing line. This one has just got a basic clip underneath, which is, yeah, that one there. It's just a spring-loaded ball bearing in there, and so you just clip your trace into that, or like a swivel, and then when you get out to where you want to drop it, you just flick the bail arm over on your rod, on your reel, and it'll just pull out of that clip. So it's a really basic setup, but it seems to work pretty well. So yeah, so we're really happy with it actually. Apart from the firmware problem we had with it, but that was purely a matter of just uploading some new firmware, and we were back up and going again. So we do use the camera on it as well to do a little bit of filming and showing where we are in relation to the water or where we're camping or whatever. But it doesn't have a gimbal on it, so it's not a super steady image, but you can take, I think it's like 12 megapixel photos with it, and provided it's not too like a windy day, you can hover it and take some really good shots as well, some good video up there. But yeah, so the camera on the front of it, like I said, it's not on a gimbal, it's just the oh, get it in a bit of light where you can see it. Yeah, so the camera's in there. On the remote you can manually move that up and down, so you can look directly below the drone or further out or up in the air or whatever you want to do. And it has got image stabilizing on it, but it's just not super still if it's a windy day and the drone's rocking around a bit. But yeah, so next time we put a rod out, I'll get Shelley to film it and show you how it all works. Yeah, so if you look at the remote of the drone, when I pick the drone up, the remote sees what the drone sees, what the camera sees out the front. So when you're flying it, you can actually look on here and see exactly which way the drone's heading or what it's seeing if you're filming something. Also up here there's a normal mode and a return to home function. So if you're out there and you drop your line, you can just go return to home, put the remote down, and the drone will fly back automatically and land itself next to the remote. On the other side here we've got the GPS mode, which you normally fly it in, and then the GPS keeps it nice and steady in flight. And then you have the circle mode in the middle, and it'll fly around you in a circle if you want to do any filming. And then you've got the ATI mode, which takes it out of GPS mode and yeah, is more for sort of expert pilots, which I'm not, so I leave it in GPS mode. There's also this button up here on the left hand side. If you push that, it's a follow me mode. So if you're riding along on a push bike, for example, and you want to film yourself, you can just push follow me mode and ride along, and the drone will just follow behind you. Or if you're on a walking track in the bush or something, you know, or not in the bush, but with some nice scenery, that'll follow you along and film you. And on the other side here, one push on that button there will take a photo. If you hold it down, it'll beep twice and then start recording. Yeah, and then there's a button down there and another one on the other side here, and that will adjust the camera angle up and down on the drone. So yeah, so that gives you a bit of an idea anyway. So we've got basically some swivels and bits and pieces there. So all I do is just fold it down like that, so you've got a end of a swivel, and then just clip it on under here like that, and it just hangs there like that. And then when you flick the bail arm over, when you get out to where you want to be, it just pulls out of there. So clip that in there and then just sit it down. That's making sure it's not a tangle like it is at the moment. Oil arm's already flipped over. And then just make sure that there's no nylon anywhere near the propellers. Which there is. It's a matter of starting the drone and then starting the remote, making sure the dog's not going to get in the way. And sometimes it'll come up on here initializing, so you just wait for that to do its thing. And pull both levers down. Stop it there. Handle that. Yep. And then I'll get ready to drop the line, so I'll just flick the bail arm over about now, and there it goes. Bring the drone home.
And that's all there is to it.
And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Nice panny. Good one, Darren.
We'll see how big it is first. Yeah. So that was a nice little panny. It'll be good for dinner tonight. Awesome. Another couple of those will be spot on. I'll just be a little one, eh? Yeah. There it goes.
Now this is a better fish. Nice.